Welcome, everybody, to the Hounds podcast. Tonight, I am joined by the Buck Assassin, Mr. Tony Davis. How you doing tonight, brother?
Doing wonderful, man. I hope you are.
Oh, yeah, man. We're hanging in there. I am very tired, but
Good,
I'm
man.
still here, man. These Tuesday night recordings are always tough, man. We run on Monday nights at the Fox Pen, so it's these Tuesday nights are usually a little hard, but
Yeah,
you do what you got to do,
that's
right?
right. Got to
Oh,
make it
heck yeah.
happen.
That's right. That's right. All right, man. So, for everybody listening, just kind of give us a little intro on yourself, man. Kind of who you are, where you from, and how long you've been a houndsman.
Well, my name is Tony Davis. Most people know me as the Buck Assassin. Um, I'm from Bladen County, North Carolina. It's in the southeastern part. Just turned 33 Sunday, so I've been
Now,
running dogs about 23 years or so, somewhere
okay,
around there. So I've been at it a little while.
that's right. Well, happy birthday.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. 33 young, right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
So I guess that the way it sounds, you weren't born into it, correct?
Well, my dad, he had deer dogs, and then he got out of it whenever I was young, and then he carried me. A guy invited us to come guest hunt in this club behind the house, and there was about 40 head of walker dogs pumping the eyeballs out of a yearling, and I got to shoot at it. And from then on, I asked him about 3 times a day when we were getting dogs. And
That's awesome.
the guy that carried us with him, he sold us 2 walkers off of Walker's Bo Diddley and Goose Marsh Trouble, and
Okay.
$75 a piece, and that's probably the 2 baddest deer dogs I ever owned. And
You,
it was,
that always seems to be the common consensus across the board. It's like those first ones are always just bad to the bone. I
yes,
don't know
sir.
if I don't know if the dogs know that they gotta be badass dogs to make it work for you to get hooked or what. But
Right.
like, anytime a person gets into it, it's like, yep, those are going to be some badass dogs. I
Yes,
don't care
sir.
what it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, those two, they were. You could take them two and go catch deer with them. I mean, just them
Ah,
two. I mean,
you're
they
right.
were ranked.
Now, now. So, what was that guy's name did you say? What was that guy's
His
name that got
name
you
was
into it?
Junior Bryan.
Okay,
He
I got you.
he passed away a few years ago, but he fox hunted before the many deer around here back then. So they
Right.
mostly fox hunted. Then when there started being deer, they gang up on Friday nights and drag the roads, and then meet up Saturday morning, look for a track, and turn loose one trail dog and trail that one deer.
That's
And
old school right there.
sir, and if you ended up killing him, you get a piece of meat about the size of two of your fists.
That's man. I love hearing people just even mention trail dogs. It seems like that's a lost art
It
nowadays.
really does, man. Everybody, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I love speed too, but if you can't trail him and jump him by yourself, you don't live here.
That's right.
I mean,
That's right.
hey, you can't finish if you ain't got the way to start.
That's it. That's exactly right. I always joke with people. I'm like, any dog can run through the block of woods and accidentally step on top of one. It takes a real dog to
Yes,
put his
sir.
nose on the ground and find that thing.
Yes, sir. Yeah, where I hunt, we don't have many deer, and
Gotcha.
you got to have something. You can take not what I call a jump dog where I hunt, and take him somewhere where there's plenty of deer and go jump deer with him.
Right, right,
But
right.
you take a dog that's a halfway jump dog somewhere there's plenty of deer and bring him down here, he's going to end up in the road looking at you like, what are we doing here?
I got some puppies, man, right now that they're still learning the ropes, and man, I got some that'll put the nose on the ground. They still kind of learning what they're doing, but man, you got some that they'll get in there, and if somebody ain't done it for them, they kind of look at you like, all right, what the heck are we doing here? Like, all right, you gonna have to step up.
Waiting on the
You
show
would,
to start.
yeah. Once the show gets started, they go on in there.
That's
But
right.
man, And I grew up on that old tree stock hounds and stuff like that, man.
Right.
That was their game, man. It was that old school before GPS and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like, it, I I see people talk about it on Facebook and hear other podcasts that like talk about it. Like, how did we hunt before GPS? It's like, well, the dogs. I don't care what nobody says. The dogs were different back
Oh,
then.
absolutely, 100%. They didn't spend their day looking for where you were going to pick them up next.
Exactly, exactly. Every dog we owned growing up, they homed.
Man, I've got some puppies now, and I believe I'm gonna start them on the yard just to get them back into that, and
Yep.
I'm gonna try to get them to start on gray fox. That way, they learn the nose part before they
Right.
have to worry about the get up and go part.
That's right.
You can make them
Yeah.
go. It's hard to teach nose.
Yeah. If you can hold on to a gray fox, you can hold on to just about anything.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But man, those old like, it, it's so funny. These guys now and this newer generation coming up. It's like if the dogs go quiet for more than a minute and a half, they're like, all right, GPS says they're over here. And man, I remember back in the day, it would be 15 degrees outside. You had your head hanging out the window
Yes,
so you
sir.
could hold on to the chase and okay, oh yep, there he goes. He hit it again. We'll get back on it.
That's right.
Man, that's that old school style I grew up on right there, man.
Back then, like nowadays, if I carry all my dogs, I haul like 14.
Right.
Back then, a man hauled 4.
Right. Right.
And and everybody didn't have dogs because everybody wasn't willing to stay out.
Yep.
Catching dogs late Saturday night into Sunday morning, so you didn't have but 4 or 5 people that even had dogs.
That's right.
Nowadays,
And,
it's a lot easier, so
yeah.
anything
And
that's
don't get me
easier, more people are going to do it.
Right. And don't get me wrong. I love the fact that I have the GPS and I can assure my dogs are home every night. Don't
Right.
get me wrong. But, man, those dogs that, man, when they home themselves and they did come to the lot, you woke up the next morning, you gave them a handful of food and said, all right, you ready to go? And they jumped up in the tailgate and did it all again the very next day. Man, that was some tough
Yes,
hounds back
sir.
then.
That one off of Walker's Bow Diddley we had, I remember one Thanksgiving, man. We were hunting, the whole week.
Right.
And we hunted him Wednesday, couldn't get him caught up. Got there
Uh-huh.
Thursday morning, he was already running. Couldn't get
Right.
him caught Thursday night. Friday morning, we get to the camp and he's laid on the porch. And my dad said, put Petey in the box, give him a honey bun, and hold him the first turn out.
Yep.
Well,
That's
he
it.
bum rushed me out of the box. And it was Saturday morning before we caught him. I mean, we
Golly,
hung
man.
off of him all day. I mean, or all 3 days.
Yep.
Nowadays, I don't own a dog that'll do that.
No,
I've
absolutely not.
I've got some of the best deer dogs I've had in a while, but I ain't got none. And some of them I consider tough for dogs nowadays,
Right.
but
Right.
they ain't
Right.
got nothing on that old school stuff.
No, even my best, like you said, my best deer dog now, when he's done, like he knows he's done, he goes and finds a porch.
Oh, that's
And I can't stand that, but God, dog, he's such a good dog. I gotta forgive him for it. But he knows, I mean, if he goes and finds the porch, these people are gonna call and Dad's coming to pick him up.
yep.
He's smart. He ain't stupid.
That's right.
He said, I ain't dry. I ain't walking all the way back home. I'm gonna get a ride.
That's right.
Man, I'll never forget those days growing up, man, is you got a call from 2 counties over. Hey, man, I got your dog out here. Like,
Right.
how in the heck do you have my dog? And he was like, yeah, he was running one across my backyard. He just finally, I got up close to him enough, and I caught him. Like, golly, dude, you're 50 miles away to crow's flies away from us.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't find them like that much no more.
No.
But
So,
the other side of that coin is if we didn't have the Garmins and have dogs where you could handle them like that, we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking about dog hunting.
I agree.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
it's it's washed down the dogs a little bit, but it's made the sport a lot better.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I agree 100%. I definitely miss those hounds and miss those tough hounds like we used to have. But I agree wholeheartedly. Like, yeah, I was joking with somebody a while back when all that stuff was going on up here in Virginia, and it was like, man, these guys missed their time. Like, if they wanted to really push it, they
Yeah,
should have pushed it 20 years ago when GPS wasn't a thing.
that's right.
Now, we have the ability to be able to stop these chases and stop these dogs for the most part. And, now it's going to be hard for those guys to beat us like that.
Right. Yeah, where I'm hunting now, I mean, we're surrounded by dog clubs. You don't really have it to worry about. And I'm trying to get mine where they're not as broke. So, like, for the Deerfield trial and stuff, you don't want them to come up on a truck and be like, well, he's trying to catch me, because,
Right.
some of the judges, they'll pull, they don't know, they'll pull right up on where the crossing is, and
That's right. Right.
the dog's like, well, hey, he's trying to catch me.
Yep. Yep.
And
Next thing you know, he's up on the tailgate.
yeah, so some of my younger dogs, I'm trying to make sure, like, at, we got a saying, no tone December. Let them roll. And summertime running, we try not to tone them and stuff like that, just to get them where
Right.
they're not quite as broke.
Yep.
Now my
Yep.
old dogs, I mean, you can whistle at them and them sight running a deer, and they know.
Yep.
Daddy
Time to
said,
go.
"Come on."
Yep. Yep. We got some of our foxman dogs like that. Me and my running partner MJ, we got a saying that we say, like, when they hear it, it's like a light switch, dude.
Yeah.
We can go from a flat out just absolute scream in that pen, and we holler, let's go, and they just like a light.
That's right.
Off, coming through the truck.
Right.
And now we're breaking puppies, and they're like, whatever the heck that was, we're still digging, dude.
Gotta love it.
So, I've been watching some of your TikToks and stuff like that, and looks like you're running mostly with walkers, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I got you.
The club I'm in, I mean, like, it's a deer hunting club, but it's like a field trial on Saturdays. I mean,
I got you.
and
I got you. Y'all run a lot of big packs in?
yeah, Saturdays,
Yep.
120, 150 dogs there.
My God.
Yeah, it's a field trial.
That's crazy. Y'all do big casts then, or do y'all kind of
Oh,
break
yeah.
them up amongst?
We don't hold dogs, and
No kidding.
unless you want to. I mean, if you decide
Right.
you want to, obviously you can. But most of the time we run one block at the time.
Wow. Man, I bet that's insane.
Yeah, they usually ain't a squirrel left whenever we get done. I mean, and I'm like,
That's awesome.
well, like, even during the week, I hunt more during the week than I do on Saturdays, just because of the crowds.
Right.
But I mean, like the other Tuesday, we had like 78 dogs there, I believe.
Jesus. That's nuts, dude. I think we got less than 40 in our entire club.
Really?
Yep. We don't have a whole awful lot of dogs, but it works out nice the way we do it. We don't do the big pack thing. We do one person turns loose, you run your chase. When that chase is over, the next person turns loose.
Right.
It's just it's a cycle. Everybody kind of figures out a pecking order
That's
kind of
right.
thing.
Right.
But that's how we've always done it. And I've done both sides. We had one the other day where we turned loose, and I think we turned like 15, 16 head loose. And that's a big pack for
Right.
us. Normally we're 5, like you said at the beginning, like we're like 5 or 6 deep. And that's about as far as we normally go.
Right.
So you put 15 or 16 in there, and they're like, oh my God, it's a big pack. Here we go. So you mostly running on deer, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Like whenever I break puppies or whatever, I'll puppy hunt them till they puppy out. If they're that style of dog to be able to
Right.
do that, and
Yeah.
then once they puppy out, it's straight deer woods. I mean,
Gotcha.
and like, well, even while they're puppies, I mean, I don't run derby dogs and all age dogs and puppies. I
Right.
run
right.
my dogs. I look
That's
at it
right.
like if you carry puppies with puppies, they're gonna learn to run like puppies. If you carry them with all age dogs, they're gonna learn to run like all age dogs.
That's fair.
And I mean, now I've got some that I puppy hunted this past year. It's their first deer season, and I mean, I can take just those four and turn them loose and go trail and jump deer.
Wow, that's impressive.
They're doing pretty good for me. But now
Dang, all right.
they're not pen bred dogs either. They come from Jackson Kill. I mean, they're outside fox dog bred dogs.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
those guys, they still breed for hunt.
Right. Keep that nose in them.
Yeah.
What kind of coloring you got on them? I've always I like, I know it don't matter, but
Man, it's like a handful of sprinkles. I got a little of everything. I got one white dog. I'm not partial to white dogs.
Oh, right in my heart, right in my heart.
But my one white dog, I mean, I think right much of him, and he's off of another white dog that I had, but we rabbit hunted here on the farm, and he broke out of the pen, and after that I just could not keep him in the pen. And then my neighbor's got a bulldog that runs around, so I didn't want to tie him out somewhere and them tie up.
Right,
And I was like, I hate to move him, but
Yeah,
I hate for him to get out and get on the highway and get splattered too.
that's right. That's right.
So, but I've got a puppy off of him, and honestly, he's jumped probably 60% of my deer this year, and it's his second deer season. I mean, he turned into a man quick.
Heck yeah. See, me and my kennel partner, we always joke, he's not really, he doesn't mind a white dog, but I'm a white dog fanatic.
Right.
Like, I love a white dog. But like you said, in kennel manners, them white dogs can be a little testy sometimes. They can, but man, when they get down to business, oh man, something about a white dog out there jumping a deer, good Lord.
You'll probably like this too, because this is one thing I've noticed about white dogs. It's a male dog with a squealing mouth.
No kidding.
Yeah, you don't ever see that hardly.
No, especially in a white dog. Usually they're big old deep ball barks and stuff like that. Wow, no kidding.
But
so is most of your stuff definitely like a old school foxhound breeding then?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you had any kind of tree stock dogs or anything like that kind of got mixed in somewhere along the lines.
No, I've got one that his dad was a beagle walker.
Okay,
and,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You can't look at him and tell,
Right.
He looks like
still long-legged.
Yeah, and he's 7 years old now, but he's right there with the crowd with the walkers. He's still,
Gotcha.
Still got the step to him like a walker dog would.
Hey, I tell you, we got a guy in our club that's got a set of, I don't know what inch beagles they would be. There's some mixed up stuff. Ain't no genealogy or nothing like that behind them, but they're long-legged beagles is really what they are,
right.
And they will absolutely fly for a long-legged beagle.
Yes,
they will fly. It ain't. Don't get me wrong. It ain't no long-legged walker, but
right.
For a beagle, they'll push the deer just enough to keep them moving and stuff like that.
Right.
I can do that. Them little little bitty things like that.
Yeah.
I can't do it, man.
I tend to run a smaller walker dog, and I've seen some of the fox trial beagles that are bigger than some of my female walkers,
Wow.
Now,
No
some of those I'm not sure about the legitimacy of.
Need some DNA testing behind that one.
Like I seen one guy on Facebook. He was like, "Yeah, I would have placed second and third in this deer beagle field trial, but they busted out on height." And I'm like, "Well, that's taller than my male dogs." But it takes all kinds,
Well, I think a lot of those, more southern, I say more southern, I'm way up here in Virginia, so a lot of those more southern, true outside foxhounds were kind of smaller framed, weren't
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah,
You know,
and
I'm
as thick as it is down here, those smaller dogs, that's more of an advantage. Get through the
gotcha.
briars. Where up there where you're at, and I mean, I've been up to Virginia and hunted a couple of times up there. I mean, you can take a daggone horse,
Yeah,
and
100%.
and
Yeah,
and
you damn near need it up here, honestly.
yeah, and like my cash dog, I mean, he's probably one of my better dogs I'll ever own too. I mean, the guys I got him from, they actually hunt in Virginia. They're from down here,
Okay.
but they hunt in let's see, South Brunswick hunting
Okay.
club.
Yeah. 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 That's
Uh-huh.
a man. That's a hunting area right
Yes,
there.
sir.
That is a dog hunting area
Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
I've been up there and hunted, man. That's some pretty country up there too.
Yep. I've never got to hunt over there my own self, but man, I just from what I hear and everything I see, man, that's some hunting fools over that direction.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're up here. Well, it's always the Virginia battle is always funny for us. Like we always kid with the guys over in the east, and they're talking their swamps and their flatlands and stuff like that. I give them shit, and I'm like, yeah, y'all come on up here to these mountains and run through some mountain laurels, see what a real dog is.
Hey, I'm telling you about them heels will put the wind in one.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
you get
sir.
in them heels and then go to the flat ground. It's like daddy's home. Then
That's right.
playtime's over.
Yeah. What do you mean? All I gotta do is run it flat across the ground? Hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, have you dabbled in any other kind of forms of hound hunting, or you've been mostly just stick with the deer stuff?
Well, I used to have some rabbit dogs, and
Okay.
whenever before I got licensed, there was a few of us. We had a couple rabbit dogs apiece, and I mean, they weren't a rabbit for like 10 miles, no more. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, we hunted,
Right.
know,
Right.
and yeah, I done that, and then I coon hunted for a while. I coon hunted 6 nights a week, and then decided one night I weren't going, and ain't been back, and ain't missed a step of it.
I can't blame you.
Yeah,
I can't blame you.
I mean,
I'd love to give it a whirl at some point in my life, but man, way some of them guys like you talking 6 nights a week, like
yeah,
Jesus, man, that's tough.
yes, sir. I mean, that ain't for a married man.
No, no, no. Hell, damn dogs. Period. Almost ain't for a
Yeah,
American
I'm
man.
telling you, it takes a good woman to be
Yeah,
tied
it
to a
does.
dog man.
It does. It does for sure. My wife is. We were joking about it. I seen another TikTok the other day. It was like when you first get married and he goes off to hunt camp, and I told her I was like, this is like deer season for us, and she's like, oh, I miss you, I miss you. And it's like 3 or 4 years into the marriage. She's like, see you later, dude.
Yeah, yeah, mine. Before the baby, I mean, she didn't really care about the killing deer as much, but she always liked the deer field trialing, and she'd always go with me. But till the
Right.
youngin gets a little older,
Yeah.
we'll be
Yeah.
keep one tied up in a truck for 5 hours.
How old is y'all's now?
She'll be 2 in February.
Okay, I'm just a little ahead of you. Mine'll be 3 in March. So
Really?
yeah, and it's the next year it ain't no easier. I promise you.
That's what I've heard.
Yep, it ain't no easier. The bad part about his age where he's at now, when you leave, like last year it was fine. Like you left, he really didn't know no difference. It
Right.
was whatever. Now when you leave, he knows.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, you kind of feel guilty about it a little bit. You got to get out of there and kind of not forget about him, but
Yeah.
it's like, man, I got to get out and get some hunting in.
Right.
But
I've
he
carried
like,
her a couple times, which I mean,
yeah,
like I carried her whenever she was like 3 months old to the pen.
right,
I mean, and
right,
she does good. I carried her a couple weeks ago, and there's 5,000 acres there she can roam on. I mean,
right, right,
so like I took her out the truck, put her on the ground. She was running around playing, eating dirt and
right.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Getting into anything and everything.
And she rounded the corner, and there was a tailgate there, and she hit her head on it. I said, "Oh my God, my wife's gonna kill me." But
Be the last time I ever get to take her out there.
yeah, but she was all right. She bounced back up, slapped that tailgate, and took off again.
Yeah, you got to make them tough.
That's right.
Got to make them tough. I love it, man. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to take my little man out yet this year, but
Right.
man, he's fed. He loves the dogs, man.
Really?
Loves it. Man, I bring the truck home with the dog box on the back of it. He goes, "Daddy, doggies, doggies, where they at?" Like, he's determined. There's gonna be some dogs in the back of that truck.
Right.
I told Mama, I said, "Yeah." I said, "You in trouble when he gets old enough to really tell you what
That's
he wants."
right.
You think I have too many dogs now? You just wait.
Hey, well, that'll work out good for you. You say, well, he needs some more collars.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
I've
Look,
already been playing that. As long as you name a puppy after like a bluey
a Disney character, right?
yeah,
The blue-
you can get all the puppies you want.
Yep. We just did that. We named we got a little white puppy. We named her Snowdrop.
Yeah, we got Momo, Indy, Marg, and Rita off of Blue.
There it is. Yep. There it is. I love it. Oh man. So all right, let's keep talking these dogs, brother. What's one of the dogs that you got right now when you head out? Which one you got to take with you? Which one has to go with
Cash
you right
dog.
Cash.
He's got to be in the truck, bud.
now?
I come in the other evening and went to check the mail before I unloaded dogs, and he started barking. I looked, and there was a deer leg in the mailbox. He'll make you one.
No. I love it. I love it. How old is that dog now?
He just turns, well, he turned 7 in January.
Wow.
No, April. It was
Okay.
April.
I got you.
But,
Yep.
yeah, so he'll be, and I mean, last year in the North Carolina Deer Hound Challenge at 7 years old, he was 21st. I mean,
Shoot.
yeah,
Daggone.
yeah.
Ah,
And still gets up front and puts it on my
I love
young
it.
dogs.
hell yeah.
I mean,
You can't beat that.
I don't think I'm gonna field trial him no more, but I might.
Yeah. Getting up in that kind of age, it gets a little hard on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I hear you.
yeah, that's my buddy there. I mean,
I love it.
I can have a puppy hung up across the ditch. I can open the box and say, "Cash, go get that puppy." He'll go. And I've had him go across the ditch, push the puppy in the ditch, and then come swim back across. I mean, he
He sounds like a once in a lifetime kind of
yeah,
dog.
he speaks good English.
Yeah. Kind of some where the bread fern grows when he had to go back and pick up Grandpa.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's my buddy there now.
Oh man. All right. What's one dog that you'd like to have back?
Oh, I don't know. I had one named Bandit. He was the daddy to that one I told you was off of a Beagle Walker.
Right.
And now at 5 months old, you could go blood trail deer with him, and he'd bay him. I mean,
Wow.
you could turn him loose at 5 months old right by himself. He'd go trail, jump, run him till you killed him. I mean,
Now.
he was a straight up deer dog. Now he won't gonna get you caught in no field trial or nothing like that. But if you just wanted to go deer hunt, you could take
Right.
just Bandit and go
Yep.
kill deer.
Yep. That sounds like that Vader dog of mine I got. He ain't ever going to go out there and lead no big pack or nothing like that. But when that big pack misses, I promise
Oh,
you,
yeah.
that's the dog that's never going to miss.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the same way he was, man. It almost got to the point it was aggravating because he might trail for 2 hours. I mean, you turn him loose, go hunt, and leave him, and then come back later, and
Yep.
he'll have him
Yep.
up. But
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly.
you could see it.
It's
You could ride around spotlighting tomorrow and turn loose on that deer at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and he'd go trail that deer up and jump it.
Yep.
You know?
I love that.
Yes, sir.
Man, I love that kind of dog though. like you said, it can be aggravating as shit sometimes.
Yeah.
It really, really can. I mean, I can tell my Vader dog's about like that. You know, I can tell by his bark and his pace of how he's barking. I'm like, I'll get on the CB and I'll just tell him, like, look, if y'all want to follow this one, you can, but it's going to be a while before he jumps it. He will jump it eventually,
Right.
but you're gonna have to hold on tight for a little while. He's not gonna let that go.
Well, see, man, I feel like that right there is why a lot more dogs don't do that than what does, is because people lose patience with it.
Yep.
You know, they don't want to sit. And like Jackson and I, we've talked about it. He was like, you know, my dad, he wants to hear a dog sit there and trail a gray fox for 2 hours.
Right.
I want to go and get up under him and run him. You know?
Right.
And,
right. But you're speaking a lot of truth there, though.
Yeah, I mean,
you really are.
And
you really
most
are.
of the time it's because, you know, well, it ain't no big secret. The younger generations don't have the patience that those older guys did.
Nope.
Which is, and I mean, that goes back to like the beginning of our conversation. I mean, they used to drag roads and trail that one, you know.
Could you imagine trying to tell a 19-year-old kid to do that today?
Yeah. Which I think some of the Florida guys still hunt like that.
Yeah. Yes.
But,
yeah.
And I've had a bunch of people tell me, come to Florida and hunt. And I'm like, I appreciate it, but no.
Yeah. Hell no. I ain't going down with no gators and stuff down there.
I'm a free caster.
Right. Right.
I ain't really.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna run through the woods hooping and hollering, and I don't.
Oh man, come on now! You don't hike your dogs?
No, sir.
Come on, man.
It tears my nerves up.
Oh man, I love hiking a dog. I love it. That's how I grew up, man. We hiked dogs, and I watched them every step, man.
Really?
Yep. That's one of the things when I have a true deer pack, like some of my pen dogs, you know. They're just going to free cast.
Yeah.
You know, when you cast them, that's it. They're going wherever they're going. But my true deer dogs that I only run on the outside, they hike. I hike my dogs.
Right.
Yeah, I got them where I can hike them. You know, I can turn loose right here at the house, and if I wanted to go walk them across the street, they're going to stay with me.
Right.
That's just the way I always did it,
right.
Man. I love doing it. I like having that control over where.
Well, see,
you know,
where I hunt, like you've got an 8-foot canal ditch around every block, so you'd have to swim to even get in the woods to go do it. And then whenever you get in there, it's a mat of briars like that. So, and I mean, Jace Crystal, you know, he does that, and that's a bad man. I got a lot of respect for him. He's got a lot more want to than I do. If it took all that for me to kill a deer, I'd never kill another one. But I mean, he does it, makes it work. But I like backing up, or well, I don't back up to the woods no more. I just pull up where I want to turn loose, open the box, and walk to what side of the truck I want them to go to, and
they go on.
They gone.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it at all. I can't knock it at all. Sometimes I'm walking in that thick shit, and I'm like, oh man, God, I wish I could just point them and go. God, I just wish I could point them. And they'll go off a little bit, but they won't.
Right.
You know, they don't really dedicate a hard direction.
Yeah.
You know, they'll get into a block. Like I've got them tuned up. At least most. You know, these puppies not so much yet, but you know, these older dogs. You know, I'll walk them into a section that I know where I want them to be, and then I'll get quiet, and they kind of understand. Okay, all right, now I'm hunting.
Right.
So they'll get their nose on the ground. They'll hunt. And if I don't hear nothing out of them, I'll start hiking again and move them down the road a little bit.
Right.
Let them get that kind of section. You know.
Right.
But it's definitely, you know, I definitely have respect for both ways. That's for
right.
sure. What kind of fox pens are you close to down there?
I'm not real far from C&M.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's about 30 minutes down the road.
I got you.
Grassy Branch, it's about 45 minutes.
That's the one I was wondering if you were close to, man. I'll never forget the first time I went there. Jesus Christ, you talk about thick.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's a thick bitch.
That's how all our woods are, you know. I mean, that's what we deer hunt. But
gotcha.
The first time I carried dogs to Grassy Branch, about 45 minutes into the hunt, I didn't have a twinkling of a number. And I was like, that's a thick hole in there.
Yeah,
Because that was
yeah.
before I started hunting the Green Swamp. I was still hunting here at home.
Right, right, right.
You know,
You didn't have to put much of a number on them.
yeah, yeah. Here at home, I mean, it's thick, but it didn't like that.
Right. Do y'all number your dogs during hunting season? Are y'all that kind of club?
I did this year.
Yeah.
There's a few of us that do. I mean, obviously, there's some of those guys they could care less,
Right, right, right.
But I did this year just because I got a lot of younger dogs, and I wanted to see, hey,
Yeah,
the
yeah, that's
82
right.
dog look good, you know?
Right, right,
And,
right. Yeah. I needed to do that this year, and I just ran out of time.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, I just flat out ran out of time. I wanted to, 'cause with these young pups, I wanted to know who was doing what and who's doing who,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I just ran out of time. But I've always wanted to, I'm competitive, so I've always wanted to keep a tally on, whose dog was first and that kind of stuff, and trash talk with each
Yeah.
other and that kind of shit when you get to the end of it. But
Well, me and one of my buddies, we kind of got to going back and forth joking the other day. So Monday, we just gonna go ahead and strap blankets on. Uh,
we're gonna figure it
for
out.
you, buddy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So we've kind of dabbled talking about it a little bit. Let's talk about this East Carolina Deer Classic, man. I'm gonna let you kind of take the reins here on this thing, and just kind of tell us what it's all about. I think it seems like you're a pretty big part of it, right?
Well, not really. I mean,
I got you.
I help out any way I can, but
Right.
I mostly just participate. Like I'm not a board member or anything like that.
I got you.
I try to
I
be
got
the hype man, 'cause,
Right, 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 right.
I like to talk junk and stuff like that, and
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
fired up. Some people it makes mad. Some people they understand it's all for fun.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, what it is, like the Green Swamp, it's like 200,000 acres of pretty much all dog clubs, and there's
Wow.
like 7 different clubs that's in the series. Well, no, 6 different clubs that's in the
Yep.
series. We have 6 qualifiers and a championship hunt, and it's pretty much it helps the clubs out paying dues, where
Yep.
where you don't have such high dues and stuff like that. And
Gotcha.
for the biggest thing is it's a chance to fellowship, compete, and a guy with deer dogs can go compete with his dogs and see where they stack up. Where
Right.
if he was just take them to a pen, most of the time,
Yep.
most of your deer dogs ain't that style of dog that's going to compete in the pen.
Right.
And
Right.
so it gives the deer hunters, strictly deer hunters, something to do and compete and kind of show what they're feeding and stuff like that.
I like that.
And
I like that.
yeah, I mean,
How long has this thing been going on?
man, I don't know how long they'd done it before I got into it, but I know I started messing with it in like 2015, and
Okay.
I mean I've heard stories of them doing it in like the 90s.
Oh wow.
Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
like they
Hell
used
yeah.
to have like the King of the Swamp series, and
Yeah,
then it kind of fell off or whatever, and then a couple of clubs got in with the Eastern series, which is like Trenton, White Oak, that whole group,
Right.
and then Nick and Ayla Ashburn, they split off and kind of they started the series down here and got a few more clubs into it, and they've been a huge part of deer trialing around here, getting it started. And
Gotcha.
yeah, if it wasn't for them, I mean, it probably wouldn't be a thing. But
Yeah. It's so odd. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me mistaken. But we can't do deer
Yeah.
trials up here in Virginia. I don't know how many states here can even do that kind of thing. So for y'all to have that and be able to do it is just incredible, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. South Carolina, I don't think you can. I'm 90% certain you can't.
Right.
Because they won't issue like a deer trial permit. And it's illegal to run them after season.
Right.
Florida,
Right.
I had a guy from Florida message me on Facebook, and he was like, "Man, just want to let you know you probably don't need to be putting everything y'all do up there on the internet." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Well, the game wardens down here are watching y'all up there, and told us we were absolutely not to do any of that down here because we were talking about having one." And I was like, "Man, it's completely legal up here.
Right.
I ain't crazy enough to put something illegal on the internet. I know about some illegal stuff, but
that's right.
that's what it is, a joke. But
yeah,
yeah,
man, I like that. You talked about how the deer guys can come out there and have fun and stuff like that, and actually have a chance to do well and compete and stuff like that. We have some outside trials up here, but like you said, I mean, it's not quite the same as like kind of what it seems like y'all are talking about. It really seems like that true deer dog gets his chance to shine down there.
That's right. Well, just like I told you a while ago, I mean, Cash is 7, and I mean, I placed him several times last year. I mean, you can't. Most pen hunts, you're not going to take a 7-year-old dog and go run.
No, probably not. Yeah. So how does the whole qualifiers to the championship work?
I can't remember if it's the top 30 or the top 40, but they take the top 30 or 40 from each hunt. It's the top 30 from each hunt, and those are the dogs that qualify for the championship.
Gotcha.
And obviously, throughout the season, you'll have some double qualified, and stuff.
That's what I was going to ask: is if you qualify, can you bring it back?
Yeah, you can.
Gotcha.
And actually, this year we're doing our own point series.
I saw that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my absolute best to keep up with that this year.
My condolences already.
It'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
But
how are you gonna break it down?
I'm gonna go like first place gets 30 points, 30th place gets 1 point.
Right.
And then,
just keep it simple.
Yeah, and then you enter your kennel for the year, and then each dog in your kennel is eligible for Hound of the Year.
Gotcha.
So
gotcha. And y'all's the series. It's almost, if I looked at it right, usually y'all have been doing it. It's like back to back weeks, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. It was pretty quick. It's like pretty much just bam, 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 bam kind of deal.
We got one bye week from between the last qualifier and the championship hunt. So
gotcha. Give them a break.
Like deer season goes out on Wednesday. Our first hunt's on Saturday.
Now.
And I'm off all that week.
Oof.
Yeah. Lord bless.
That's gonna be dangerous
to say.
Yeah, that's right. The man, I've always seen it. I've seen the whole the Deer Classic stuff, East Carolina stuff going on ever since I got into the field trial and stuff, and I've always been interested in it. And that's one of the things I've always said. Like, one of these years, I'm going to come down there and run a couple hunts and try to go after that championship hunt.
Right. It's fun, man. It's a good time. And
y'all just a long way from me.
Yeah. What is it? About a 5-hour ride?
It's about 4 hours, 5 hours. Yep. I think Grassy Branch was about a 4.5-hour ride for me when I went down there at the time.
Well, Grassy Branch is pretty much the hub.
Gotcha.
Everything's pretty much right around there.
That's right. Yep.
Matter of fact, we have dogs go to the pen.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Man, I'll never forget when I went down there, man. You got on that little sandy ass road, and it's like you just kept going and going and going and going, and like, man, are we ever going to get to this place?
Then you stop because you think you're lost.
Legit. Then you go another 3 miles down the road.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Is there anything else special that's coming up this year? It sounds like that points is going to be kind of a new thing, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be new. It's gonna take some getting used to for people, and
Yeah.
like I'm gonna limit it to like you only get 12 dogs per kennel. That way, like Craig and Hunter Nance and myself, we've teamed up ever since we met. And
Right.
helped each other, and like
Yeah.
I run, I keep up with their dogs like I do my own, and they do the same for
Right.
me.
Right.
So like if we haul 18 head down there, it's hard for a man that carries three to compete with that.
Right.
So I wanted
Right.
to put a cap on it to where you
I
don't
like that.
you don't just get numbered to death.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure you'll have 1,000 messages on how you can do it and how you can improve it and that kind of
I
stuff.
think I'm at 2041 right now.
I love
But I
it.
mean, I appreciate the input from
Oh
folks.
yeah, 100%.
I want it to be the best it can be.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And that's when I did my thing last year with the pen series. I had the same way. I had 1,000 freaking messages of people telling me how I should do it.
Right.
Some of the things I took heed to and took it, and
Yeah.
some I just like respectfully like, thank you,
Yeah. Appreciate it.
appreciate you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. So all right, let's talk about this TikTok page, man.
Man. Like I seen like an advertisement for it, and I downloaded it and watched a few of them, and I was like, and I was doing like remixes on Facebook already, and I was
Right.
like, I should just put some of these on TikTok, and then I started making a few, and started getting some views, and I was like, I
Right.
I post stuff that I think's funny. Like if I was to watch somebody else do it, I would think it's hilarious.
Right.
A lot of people might think it's stupid, but so I would just.
You got a stupid amount of followers too, don't you? Like you're like north of 60,000, something like
I
that.
think it's. Let's see. I think I just
I know it. It was crazy.
60.7.
Yeah, yep, that's what I thought. I thought it was just north of it. I was like, my God. I mean, I knew you had a big following
Right.
behind it. I was like, 60,000. That's stupid for a freaking hunting account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's really good.
Right.
So, what was the video that made it click, or did it all just kind of come together at one time?
It all really like. It wasn't just one certain video. It'd be like one every couple months would like
Right.
get 100,000 views, and I'd look and I'd gain like 6,000 to 7,000 followers, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow,
Ain't it crazy?
yeah,
I don't understand this whole algorithm. I'll hit something like that. I don't have nowhere near the followers you have on there, but I'll post a video. I'll post 4 or 5 of them, and they'll have like 1,000 views or
Yeah.
something like that. And then the fifth one, it has like 120, 200, 600,000
Yeah.
views. I'm like, where the hell do these people come from?
yeah, and like I can have one that I worked for 2 days trying to edit and make it perfect, and then I just do one that I just threw together in 30 seconds in the truck, and
Right.
it'll blow up.
Yep. I'll never forget the first one that I had go viral. It was a stupid one that I was out running dogs one evening, and I was recording a crossing, and behind one of the dogs, this little, I don't know what it was. It could have been a bug in the camera or what, but it looked like an orb. It actually
I've
crossed in
seen
front
that.
of the dog. Yeah. Man, that stupid thing had like 1.6 million views or
Yeah.
something like that. I was like, what in the hell? And after that, I was like, oh, I got to keep trying,
Then whenever you start trying, it just goes backwards.
Yeah, it's like, yep, done. You lose my. I'll hit some strides every now and then. I'll make some videos, and then other times
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, whatever.
It kills me, man. Like I had a guy the other day. Like we went and hunted some game lands, just to hunt something different.
Right.
And the dude come up to me. He was like, "There goes this old cow horn and yearling killer." I said, "No, man. Yeah, you shoot anything. It hits right over here today. It's dead.
It's dead.
No, man. I said, it ain't like that. He was like, well, I watch your TikToks. I said, but that's TikTok.
Right.
That's,
Right.
it's for laughs. And,
That's it.
and man, I've heard all kind of people, well, they'll kill anything. I'm like,
Hey.
I'm about to the point now. I don't even care to carry a gun. I mean, it don't.
Right. Right. And people will never understand that.
No. I mean,
Never understand that, dude.
but I guess I've got a
Yeah.
weird sense of humor, and a lot of people just don't.
Hey, it's funny. I love them, man.
That's
I
like
see
the
them all the time.
trespassing stuff, like joking about that kind of stuff. I mean, I ain't ever turned a dog loose anywhere I weren't supposed to in my entire life.
Right.
But
And at first, like I've seen a lot of those videos, like not necessarily yours in particular, but other guys posted videos like about joking about doing illegal shit, and I'm like, like,
Yeah.
it kind of makes you cringe there for a second. Then, but you're like, all right, you know what? It's just a joke. It's just TikTok.
yeah, like I done one where, like I was doing something about like hunting posted land. And I had
Right.
like all kind of hate comments on it. They were
Oh, I'm
like,
sure.
it was my posted sign. Did I like just hung up the week before?
You should have went and took a selfie with it with your name beside
Yeah.
it.
Well, in the video, if you really paid attention, you could see like a big old T right there.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. But and it's there's so many different ways that you could use social media between TikTok, Facebook,
Absolutely.
and stuff like that. And make it a positive light. Like
Absolutely.
there's ways to promote it. Like the ethical this. I try to do that a lot and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you got stuff like you're the more lighthearted. This is fun, man.
Right.
This is what it's all about. Is having fun, joking around, having a good time while we're out here doing this thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, like whenever I first started, I don't know if you ever seen any of the Hunt Critic videos. You ever seen any of his?
Maybe some of them. I'd have to go back and double check it.
He's from Ohio and like lives in Tennessee now, but he had no clue what dog hunting even was. And like I had another buddy from Pennsylvania, and like they just seen one of my videos and messaged me and was like, man, what's all this about? And, we got to
Right.
talking and stuff, and like now they're about to die to come dog hunting, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
never, Pennsylvania, dog
Oh,
will
yeah,
be
yeah.
up there, they shoot it,
That's
Ohio's
right,
the same
that's
way.
right.
And
Yep,
they're like,
yep.
we didn't grow up doing this, but daggone if it don't look fun, and
Uh-huh. Yep, that's it. Shoot, I got a guy at my work that's from up that way, and I can't remember what, I think he said, one of them states up north, and he's like, man, when I got to talking to him, explaining it, he's like, dude, up there, and like you said, when they run a deer in front of us, they're done.
yeah,
It's over, And that's like, golly, how in the world,
yeah,
man? That's nuts. And he's
yeah,
like, but I really want to come try it now. Like, I want to come see it and see what the good side of it is. And that's you never know. He might be. And those guys that you're talking about, maybe they'll
yeah,
move on down south and start
yeah.
hunting.
Well, see, like, my father-in-law even like he's from Michigan,
Gotcha.
and he was like against it. Didn't want my wife to even date me because I done it.
Right.
He'll been against it, and then thankfully she didn't listen. And I got to talking to him about it, and I carried him with me, and he would be around my house or something and see how much care I put into taking care of my dogs and stuff like
That's
that.
it.
And he
Yep.
was, because that was his big thing. He was like, "Oh, deer hunters don't care about their dogs." And I'm like, "Just ride by my pens one time,
Right.
And
Right.
he seen that, and like he went with me this past Saturday. I mean,
Yeah.
he enjoys it. I mean,
That's
he's
it.
not like a diehard deer hunter. He ain't going to buy a
Right,
regular
right, right.
cab Toyota and a cab hire or nothing like that. But
Come out and get the occasional chase
yeah,
in.
he still enjoys it and likes to go. And
I like that. I like that. And then, you know, you just never know who you're gonna come across,
Yeah,
and keeping that positive image, and using social media for the right ways, man.
right.
It's hats off to you. I know
I
it's not
appreciate
easy
that.
staying up on top of all this. People don't realize that, man. You know,
Man, well, like with the YouTube stuff, like I get message, like I've got 5 messages this week. Hey man, when you gonna post a YouTube video? And I'm like, bud, I'm hunting right now.
right, right,
I ain't gonna take a
right.
day off of hunting to go edit
That's it.
footage, you know.
That's it, man. Like
And
even this, like we're recording tonight, it will be dropping tomorrow morning.
right,
Like
yeah,
I'm that behind. Like it is not easy to keep up with this stuff
not
once
at
you get
all.
that kind of following.
Yeah,
Not trying to sound bigoted or nothing like that, but when you got people that are like looking forward to your content
right.
coming out, it's like, crap, I have to keep doing this.
Yeah, you about need an assistant.
Yeah, no kidding.
But then those platforms don't pay enough to hire an assistant.
I was gonna say if we could just figure out how to make it a full-time job, it would be
Yeah,
set.
yeah,
Jeez, man. But we we're getting kind of close to the end of this thing. I forgot to ask you before we got started. Those couple topics I sent you. Did you kind of decide which one you wanted to talk about there for a second?
well, um,
I, that was my mistake for not asking you
it's
before.
all good.
But, yeah, my tiredness got the best of me, and I lost my train
Some
of thought there.
somehow my phone has logged me out of Messenger and I can't see it. But
I got you.
something I was thinking about. We talked about the positive light of
Yeah,
social media, how it can
yeah,
be a good thing.
right.
But like something I'm big on is like the guys out there, and it's a lot, which I've seen older guys do it too, posting bay up videos,
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. I mean, is it cool? Yeah, absolutely. I love it. There's nothing
Right.
more in this world I love than a good deer bay up.
That's right.
And I've got some videos that would just tickle your heart.
Right. Right.
But stuff like that, I mean, once it
Yep.
hits the internet,
It's over.
it's like a bullet. You can't
Yep.
take it back. I mean,
Yep.
it's gone.
Yep.
You don't have any control over it no more.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
what you want used for good, somebody else don't want it for that same use.
That's it. That's it.
So
Well, I mean, you do bring up a really good point. Even, and I know it's legal in a lot of states, but like shooting them off the back of trucks and across highways and stuff like that. These guys that are doing that stuff and putting them on there. You know, people up here in Virginia, these newscasts are going and grabbing these videos of guys down in Carolina, South Carolina, whatever,
yeah,
Georgia, where it's okay, it's legal. We can't do that up
right,
here, but when they post it on their news station, they don't know where that
right,
video was taken,
yeah,
but it looks bad.
right,
I agree with you. People, that's a huge thing. It's like take 2 seconds and look at that thing before you post it and say, can this be used against anybody?
right.
You know?
See, like, and here, where I live, I mean, you can fold one up crossing the blacktop. Ain't no
Right.
problem.
Right.
Long as you've got land there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's right.
But like, I had some dude from like Arkansas or somewhere or Louisiana, like just pure ragging me out in the comments because I was on a dirt road.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
man, we leased the dirt road. And,
Right.
I try not to put anything I shouldn't on there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But what are you doing? Just,
But you never think about
yeah.
that, especially a dirt
Yeah.
road. I would never think about somebody having going crazy over that.
But see, down there, they hunt mostly, public land, and you can't shoot from a
Ah,
dirt road.
that's right. Well, that's like that up here in Virginia. If it's if it's a state forest or whatever, and you're not allowed to shoot. I mean, I may be wrong. I don't hunt state forest, so I
Right.
may be a little bit wrong on that. But I know you can't shoot on the highway. I know you can't shoot on a named road. So if
Right.
it's a named road, you're not allowed to shoot from it. We can't shoot off of trucks.
Really?
Yep, cannot shoot off of trucks. Like if you rolled up, if you were 30, 40, 50 yards off the road and shot off the back of your truck, game warden saw it, you're done.
Shoot.
Yep, you cannot shoot off the back of the vehicle. You have to be away from your vehicle to shoot.
Right. See, I know there's some counties in North Carolina, you can't shoot a rifle unless you're elevated, and like guys there run cab highs, so they're elevated enough to shoot a rifle.
Oh, I love it. There is a loophole in everything.
Yes, sir.
Well, dude, man, we're getting here close to the end of it. I really do appreciate you coming on
Hey,
here.
I've enjoyed it, man.
Absolutely. I'm sure we could probably sit around and bullshit about dogs for another 3 or 4 hours
Probably.
or a couple days.
Yeah.
But, before we end this thing, is there any last minute shout outs or plugs or anything like that you wanna send out before we get off here?
I don't really know of anybody. Well, Nick and Ayla and the board from the Deerfield Trial Series. I mean, those guys put a lot of work into it.
Gotcha.
From square one all the way to the end of the championship hunt, and I'm sure they're ready to pull their hair out by the end of it. So,
I'm sure.
I appreciate all the hard work they do, and
Like that.
giving us something we can all enjoy. It's a lot of
You better give that wife of yours a shout out too.
Yeah, my wife, 100%. That's the most patient woman in the world. I think she would give Joe himself a run for his money.
Oh
I
man,
got a good one.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, dude, I definitely appreciate you coming on, man, and I definitely thank you for taking the time. I know it's late, and I definitely appreciate it. And keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Hey,
It's
I appreciate you too, buddy. I enjoy your
Thank you.
podcast a lot.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot, brother. So, well, everybody out there listening, if y'all have not found him yet, make sure you go on TikTok. It's the Buck Assassin, correct?
Right.
Yep, the Buck Assassin. If you ain't followed him yet, I'm sure you probably have if you are listening to me. Be sure to go on there. He's on Facebook, Mr. Tony Davis. Do you have a Facebook page for that stuff, or is it just straight your personal
My
stuff?
personal Facebook.
I got you. I thought so, but I just wanted to make sure.
I had one, and then I somehow got logged out of it.
I got you. Well, y'all be sure to go check him out on these social medias, guys. He's a trip to follow. He does a lot of great videos, and y'all be sure to give him a follow. And don't forget, if you haven't already for the podcast, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and check us out on YouTube. This video will be on YouTube too. We'll start trying to do that with as many as I can with guys that actually understand how to get on here and do it correctly. So, Tony, I appreciate you again, brother, and I thank you very, very much. And everybody out there listening, like always, guys, happy hunting.